what the moon will look like as it goes around from my point of view. Let's say this is the first position in its cycle. As you see, it's just in between the Earth and the moon, so therefore you can't really see it from the Earth, right? Because the side of the moon that's lit is facing the other way. So it's just impossible to see the moon when it's like this. Okay? But then the moon starts moving, right? It starts revolving around the Earth. So in about 3 days or so, it comes to this position. Now you see that you can see a part of the moon, right? A part of the side that's facing us is lit, a very small portion, and it's curved like this. This phase is called the crescent moon. It's very common, very popular. More specifically, it's the waxing crescent. Now, of course, you can ask me why it's called the waxing crescent. I'll explain that a little later, but understand that this is the crescent moon. Okay? Now, the moon starts moving again, or it continues to move in its cycle, and in about 3 days' time, it reaches this portion, or this phase. This phase is called the first quarter, because the moon has completed approximately about a quarter of its cycle. And what you see is just that half of the side that's facing us is lit, exactly half, right? Okay, and the moon keeps moving again. This phase is called the waxing gibbous. In this phase, you see that about 3/4 of the side that's facing us is lit, or a little more than half of the side that's facing us is lit. Now, in this portion, we see probably the most popular phase of them all, maybe even the most beautiful. You see that the side that's facing us is completely lit, and this phase is called the full moon. In this position, the moon has completed exactly half of its cycle, so now it starts coming back towards the sun. And in about 3 days or so, this phase is what it reaches, and this is called the waning gibbous. Now again, it's a gibbous because about 3/4 of the side that's facing us is lit again, but it's a waning gibbous because it's on the other side now. And again, why exactly waning, I will explain that a little later. As the moon moves even further,